he said you brought the car?
No, I didn't bring the car. I brought my Plymouth. Yeah, the Jet still ain't got an engine in it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just in the area. So.
Yeah, I saw the videos. So.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Good.
Getting there.
Don't have to stand in the dark.
I like devil worshiping type stuff.
Yeah. I still want this to be my garage.
For real though.
I still want it to be mine.
You saw what you went to Springfield out there for.
Yeah, that's this is the motor that's going in that.
Let me get around you.
John.
That's excellent.
He said jump?
He says John.
Oh, I thought he said jump.
No, Packard. Yeah, that's nice.
That's a 351 Police Interceptor that's going in that.
Yeah?
But that's going, we're getting a Scott's chassis for it.
Oh,
The
man.
Complete everything.
Just ready to go.
Yep.
That's
And
dope.
then we'll rebuild that and put it in.
That's a beautiful car.
You know?
Do we have a Packard? We did not have a Packard at the shop.
No, there were Packard keys to the shop for.
Oh, that's
something
right.
like that.
That's right.
Yeah. Hello.
I want to look at this Packard.
No, this thing's beautiful.
Man, y'all look around.
Gorgeous.
One of y'all hold this camera, I'll start it up for you.
John?
Oh yeah.
Listening to this Super 8
you had
power.
the steady hand, John.
All right.
It's still, oh man, it's still that green.
Y'all see the video the other day where I test drove? The front ends wore out, that's why it's here.
Man.
Battery tapped in, she's super.
Yeah. Straight 8. This thing's running good.
Put your hand on it, see how smooth it is.
I don't know, this is smoother than glass. That's that straight 8. Perfect balance. I love the mirror on the because you got kind of a pillar there.
Yeah, back in this thing in the shop, it sucks. We just turn around and pull it in because you can't see nothing out there.
Well, you just drop the top off
You
of
can't
it.
see nothing out that back window.
Oh, that's just there to make you feel better.
Yeah, I guess.
It's you just take the top off and twist your head backwards.
Yeah, the old Packard.
Man.
The headlight ncells.
One of 11 in the world.
Does this one have the radiator, the fins that close, or was that a European thing? I think it was a European thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's just true.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. You know, Packards back then were a la-ti-da car. Still
Yeah, it
are.
was with your golf club
Yeah.
hoser.
That's when you
Golf.
when you
bag.
own the golf club.
And it's got a rumble seat, obviously.
Yeah,
Got a
it
rumble
does.
seat.
Yeah. We still haven't figured out how to open that, but
That's
I don't know how to open it either.
I think the latches in the golf
Yeah.
bag carrier
Really?
over there somewhere. But yeah,
Well,
we'll figure it out one day.
what is that?
That's a gazelle. It's actually for sale. That rhymes, but I'm not a rapper.
There's a cat.
So I was going to put a small block in that thing, and decided to put the small block in the BMW. So
Yeah.
all right.
This thing's cool. So I guess this is a
it
kit car.
weighs nothing. Yeah, it's a kit car. It's
Yeah.
all fiberglass body with a homemade chassis. I mean, that's just some square tubing welded together. But Chevy motor fits right in here.
Yeah, I was watching a video
That
earlier.
sounds terrifying.
I was watching a video earlier today, and this guy, he borrowed his mom's Pontiac Solstice, and he's like, yeah, I'll fix the exhaust on it. Comes back, it's got an LS.
Oh yeah, I seen that video. Yeah, I know that channel.
Yeah.
Well, now
Yeah.
he started out with a turbo in a factory car, wasn't it? And then
Yeah, it was just a
Probably.
regular
he kept on
Solstice.
he kept
Yeah.
on doing it and getting a reaction.
There are two versions of the Solstice. You can get the Solstice with the naturally aspirated or the turbo motor.
Yeah.
The turbo is what you want because you can put a 2-bar map sensor on them and get 325 horsepower out of them.
John.
We got
Oh, the Tercel?
my race car,
Race car.
the 4-cylinder dirt track car.
What's
Yeah.
remarkable
It's
about
for
those?
sale. I got a new motor. I got the motor and the tranny and everything in there. It come out of a Corolla. It actually is not a for sale motor. It's got a little about 30 more horsepower than that factory for sale motor does.
I mean, how much horsepower do you need for one of these things? It's like a shopping cart.
Dude, it's
Oh man.
it's not fast, but it's fun. You know, getting out there beating.
Yeah, this looks like it'd be
the,
fun.
The rear's been offset for the dirt track.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm an asphalt racer, so I had to cut that and straighten it all back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a race car.
Was the cage in it when you got it?
The what now?
Was this cage in it when you got it?
Yeah, I didn't weld that in. Don't
I was
judge.
about to say.
Yeah, I did not weld that.
It's
We don't know who did that. One of them old redneck dirt track racers.
It sure is something.
yeah.
It's enough to have fun. I mean, you know.
Oh no, it's
For
plenty
$400
Yeah.
bucks, what could I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
There's your Riviera, the body style that we don't care for. I love it. I
we're
love
still
it.
waiting on the motor
62
from
to
the machine
65.
shop.
Say what?
I'm rebuilding the motor, and we're doing all EFI except Uncle Tony probably gets free, and those donk wheels.
Oh yeah.
But,
Well, those
no,
are like
we're
those are.
still-
Are those 15s?
It's like 17s.
Yeah, 17, 16, something like that.
It's
Yeah.
a weird size 17.
Yeah. I had
I like
It would look
I had
great with
17-inch
26s on it.
aluminum.
What? What'd you
I
say?
said it would look great with 26s on.
You're an idiot. 26.
A lot of people
Yeah.
are thinking that right now. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to give it a tub just to fit the wheels.
that motor that's going in, it's going to be pretty
Rubber band tires,
bulky.
man.
Check out the, is that back bumper is definitely, is that custom? Or
Yeah,
is
I
that
believe
what
so.
is it?
It's
Yeah, because
been,
it's got a cutout for the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been tucked, I think. Or
I love boat tails. I know you don't, John, but I love boat tails.
I love this car, dude. I think the body lines just are great.
He's more into like the clamshell Riviera.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
you'd like that.
10 years ago, I found a 62 or 63 Riviera for sale, and the guy didn't want to take my offer for it. And then about 6 months later, it was for sale for what I offered him for it. He contacted me, and I told him to kick rocks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure showed him, didn't you? This
he didn't get the car.
I didn't mind it. I wasn't.
I'll show you.
it's just an old parts car. It's
Yeah.
a junk car. It's just look at the fender flare. Somebody
Oh, that's premium. That is
Wow.
that is
fiberglassed onto the
premium.
steel, you know.
That's excellent.
Who does this?
I don't know, but we've got a few parts off. I actually stole the window lock rods
Those are
and put them. I cut them and rebit. I cut them and rebent them for the 53 that was in here. The
Yeah.
Chevy 53 Chevy.
I like that it has outdoor carpet in
I
it.
thought this was going to be one of the deals where the door panel stayed with the body of the car.
Almost.
Now,
Well,
the only thing holding it on is the window.
That's because I used my pry bar to get to those rods pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta.
I got a thing for stacked headlights. You know.
Yeah. Well, you
Obviously.
can buy it if you want it.
Oh man, no, I got
Everything's
enough
for sale,
to do
bro.
with that damn car.
Yeah, we're waiting on the motor. It's at the machine shop for the Riviera.
Yeah.
We got a motor. We got a 289 that's ready to go to the machine shop, but we're scared to send it because they're taking so long on ours.
Yeah.
On the three we got out there now, we got the heads for the Corvair,
Yeah.
the airplane motor heads.
Right.
Which they said there ain't much we can do with these heads except for put new valve seats and seals and everything in it.
Okay.
New valves could go ahead.
Yeah. Good to
But,
go.
Fine.
Oh, your Shacklets?
yeah, shackles.
That's the best. He's the
Yeah.
guy who put my poly together.
Yeah, well, he kept my LS motor, my little 5.3 in that red truck up front.
Yeah.
He kept it for 9 months.
They're busy.
They're always backed up.
Busy.
Yeah, all I got was got the crank turned and got a line honed and they installed the carrying bearings for me, which was a little less than $300. It was
Yeah.
cheap as dirt, but it took 9 months, which
I
that thing's still running today, and I can bounce it off the rev limiter for however long I want to and still drive it to California, so it's good.
I grew up in one of these.
Oh,
Yeah. In one. What is this?
Your dad have a mullet?
Yeah, I had a mullet
You
when
did too.
when I was like 5. It was 96. You know.
Yeah, that belongs to the dude that don't work here no more. He no longer with us.
My dad.
He didn't die, but he just don't work here no more. Everybody's like, oh, rest in peace.
We just
No, he just don't
we just say
work here.
somebody caught fire and died.
Yeah. Usually they just combust into a pile of undercoating, and if you just wait a week, they're okay.
Yeah. You just gotta knock the trash can over.
64 Impala, we got a new chassis coming for it, I believe.
You were looking at one of these.
I just got this Galaxy.
All right.
That's
Evidence now, isn't it?
That's our buddies across the street. Only Motorsports, guys. Only Motorsports. Hit them guys up on YouTube. Check out them pulls they're doing on them dynos over there.
Oh, they got a
Oh, they got a hub dyno. It's pretty bad. Yeah.
This is my car. This is my personal car.
This car's the whole reason you came up over here the first time.
You think he can do what they
2 years ago.
got? You think you can do what my buddy just did?
Oh God, no. No, this thing's got a 293 rear. It don't spin nothing,
Oh, that ain't.
and it's an open diff. So
Oh yeah, just one little piece.
just one wheel. So you can see, it only goes.
Straight body though.
Oh yeah, 65 Plymouth Sport Carry.
Yeah, the only dent didn't happen when that tornado
Yeah.
came through and knocked the tree down in your neighbor's
the
yard.
only my whole neighborhood. All right,
Homeowners
2020.
Association. I mean, homeowners insurance didn't cover that.
No, my car insurance did, but I used the money to put a radio in it because no one wanted to put a dent to fix the dent. Nobody wanted to fix the dent.
I had a
So I was like,
Delta
okay.
airline motor explode above my truck and crack my windshield. I got paid pretty good off that.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
So my whole neighborhood got like obliterated by
Yeah.
a tornado 2 years ago. I guess now, right? It was 2020. Yeah,
2019.
March 20. No, it's 2020 because we went.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So my whole neighborhood got obliterated, and my house was fine. The only damage that was done to anybody's property was that dent. And that dent, I took it to shops to try to get it fixed, and no one wanted to fix it because it's an old car. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And I put a radio in it.
Is that why you're here today? You want us to fix that dent, don't you?
No. I was actually going to ask about. I was actually going to ask about that, like putting new floors on it.
Oh
The first time you heard about y'all was
These new
because he was
floors.
asking around looking for somebody
I've had
that could do
daylight.
floor pans.
I've actually had my card or your card on my fridge for years because I was like, I got to save with some money to come get floors put in this thing.
Yeah, we can do it for sure.
So, I mean, I can get
Might be
the
a
floor
while
pans.
before we get to it.
Say what?
Might be a while before we can get to it.
Well, I'm driving it every day right
we'll
now.
figure
so
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because your other car's still in the
The
shop.
other
after
car
4
has
months.
been in the shop for 3 months. But no, this thing's been through everything. I've had this car for 3 years now. The original plan was leave it at John's house for a little bit, and then it broke at my house, so now it actually stays at my house. So, because I had nowhere to put it.
Yeah, that was right about the time they started screaming at people leaving their cars.
Yeah, because I just wanted an old car, and I had nowhere to put one. So I was like, John, I'm going to leave this at your house for a little bit, and then I drove it to my house, and the transmission went out, and I had no choice.
Hold on, I just noticed something.
So, oh yeah, that's a factory reproduction. That's not factory, that's a reproduction of a very incorrect.
It was made in
Nixon
somebody's
sticker.
factory.
I had a real Nixon one, and then like the thing peeled off because it's 50-year-old.
Yeah.
So I got a reproduction, but I put that on there because it's 68 is when he would have been running. So
It's ironic.
It's ironic. So, and everything that there's a sticker for, there is an actual parts for. The parts don't work unless you put the sticker. Like if I took this sticker off, the car would sound different. Like so, that's how that works.
Yeah.
You have to have that.
I know
I
all
mean,
about
my points would stop working if that wasn't there.
You got points?
Oh yeah, no, it stayed in the 60s. The only thing modern in this thing is the radio, and even it looks like a factory unit. So Shacklets did the machine work on this one.
Really?
Yeah, he did everything.
Yeah, that's where all of our stuff is. That's where I take all my stuff.
And we just
It's
had
worth the wait, I
car
guess.
built in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is a 318 poly. Everybody's like, oh, I like the 318s. They're good. It's like it's not the 318 you're thinking of. It's not the LA. Everybody's like, oh, that's a big block for. No, it's just physically large.
Yeah.
It's, but
And you
Yeah.
can build 3 318s for the cost
yeah,
of
you
building one of
you
these.
could build three regular LA 318s for the cost of building this engine. So
So it's something special, huh?
yeah, it doesn't have,
Nothing
but
wrong with something special, yeah.
I don't even think it's got 10,000 miles on it. But the paint sucks because I did it.
It's all
So
good.
you know,
It's all good.
you probably should not prime things that get hot.
No.
So
Just go straight with the high heat paint.
Yeah.
It's a bare metal.
I didn't know what I was doing.
It's all good.
But I'm not pulling it back out to do it again. But
No, I wouldn't either.
yeah.
Roll it like it is. The block matches the body now.
Yeah, it matches the rest of it. Yeah,
What do they call that nowadays?
yeah. Everybody asks me,
Nowadays.
is this the original paint? I'm like, no, the original paint's under it
No, we painted this or primed it in your driveway.
because it was rusting. So, and it did the job. It's not rusting anymore. At least I feel better because I can't see it. So, but we did bring the car in the 68 though because that master cylinder is off of a 68, and because the factory ones were no stock special single circuit brakes, so updated that.
Was that like the first thing you did?
No, no, I built the engine before I upgraded. I put the engine together before we put the
You don't
brakes
need them brakes where we're going, bro.
No, my dad always tells me all brakes do is slow you down.
That's
I mean,
it.
you don't need nothing of that.
No.
And as far as like the
Worst case
interior-
scenario, just jump out and roll. Tuck and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
You
done
added
much
the
to
tack
the,
and you added the vacuum gauge.
the vacuum gauge is from the 60s too down there. It's like out of a boat or something. I don't
That's
know.
it.
Air guide. But that tells me if I'm getting good fuel economy, which is like 4, I guess. I don't know.
That's not important.
Yeah. Speedometer doesn't work, so
It's all good.
I had to use the tack. But she sounds good. I can fire her up if you want.
Oh, go ahead and fire it up. I heard it when you pulled up. I said, I thought it was the other one. I thought y'all was working on that.
It's got 4 mufflers.
I got 2, one for each side of the motor. So no cans back here in the field or what?
It's very, very mild. Radio. No, it's a very, very mild cam. It's nothing really crazy.
So factory pistons, factory bottom end,
It's got dome top 30 over pistons.
dome piston, 30 over.
But it doesn't have it. It's got a 110 LSA cam, but as far as like the duration and lift and all that, it's not much more. It is more, but it's not much more.
What gear you running in the rear?
It's a 293 factory. I didn't change the gear yet. I'm gonna put a 323 in it, but you can put her in here.
Sounds good. Runs good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing your parking brake works.
Yeah, I never mess with it, so it's always worked. So.
Yeah.
Don't forget to put it back in neutral though. Bring the tow truck. Now I will start the LS motor and let you know what a real motor sounds like.
Its bark is louder than its light.
But it drives great.
It drives great.
It looks good too. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. I love those body lines, dude. They go from front to back all the way down.
Yep. What is it? 2 or 3 weeks ago? 2 or 3 weeks ago, we did the shocks all the way around in this thing, or are we not to the fronts yet?
It blew out every shock.
Yeah.
No shocks that you get from a
Welcome
store.
to Tennessee roads.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
this
literally
thing- no,
driven
the-
on
the
better roads
shocks-
in a third world country.
Yeah, I know, right?
The shocks that an unnamed parts company sold me were not sufficient to handle the weight of this car bouncing up and down.
Hey, what's that part company name? Cause
Begins with
you go.
oh no.
there you go. I'm all about blazing, folks.
No, it's literally just, they fit, but
Yeah,
they're not
they
right.
fit,
Yeah.
but they're for like a dart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we put air shocks on the back just because I'm an idiot. So
Rides great now.
it rides great though.
I got a
This
bicycle
is the
for-
rust I'm ignoring that we primered over. Just don't tape like duct tape.
I think we
Like I
where
said,
we pulled
patina.
Yeah.
pulled the painter's tape off of this.
Yeah. It you know.
Back in the day, you'd buy a car rusted out like this for a couple $100, and now it's just a, you know.
Traded a
I traded a
vehicle. Harley Davidson.
I
with
traded
leaking-
a very built Harley 1250 Sportster with a bad head gasket, and the guy gave me $300, and I paid for the tow, and I paid for the tow back, and then an unspecified, very large amount of money later. It's a daily driver,
Yeah.
well, not intentionally a daily, but it's done good for 3 months. So
It's been
3
4
months.
dude.
it's been 4 months.
Yeah, it happened in July.
Well, when the engine went in, the only thing that I've had break on it is a condenser. So, because everybody told me, let's go to HEI, let's upgrade the ignition. So I went from single point to dual point. So it's got a Mallory YL dual point.
Which is probably what we're going to try and find for.
I've already found one. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna put that on the jet because I understand YLs because I've had to mess with it so much. So,
Yeah.
but He's a good old car.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Nice looking ride, bro.
Thank you.
Do a little hot rod.
It ain't fast, but it's fun.
It don't matter. That's all that matters is fun.
I've had this thing up to 144, and that was about as fast as I ever want to
He's on the
go.
verge of death.
Yeah, as fast as I ever
Shaking
want to
hands
go.
with danger.
Shake hands with danger.
Live life on the edge, bro. I do
That
the
was-
same thing.
And she was screaming like that was as much as she was going to give.
Yeah.
So, which is fine for a C body. So, with a small block.
That red truck up front, with the fish poles out the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did that right before she went into overdrive.
You know what the best part about it is?
And the speed limit said like 199.
Oh,
It used to
jeez.
be 99, but yeah, it's 10, cam, pistons.
It's like the factory
Gen
rev
4
limiter
rods.
on GM.
Yeah.
My 85, the Fiero.
Yeah.
The factory rev limiters on no, it's 88. It's 1.9 million RPM.
Wait, what?
Million?
Yeah, if you dump the ECM, the factory rev limiter is 1.9 million RPM.
We're going to power Las
It's
Vegas.
as many digits as the slot can hold, man.
You know what?
I got you a liquor bottle you can put in there. And replace
This
that
was,
whole thing.
yeah, this was just there because the old radiators started springing a leak, and I had to replace it immediately. So I got the aluminum radiator,
You got to go
but
with
then, but then the hose,
Well, the old
old
radiator,
radiator
leaked
would've-
internally
yeah, it-
and killed your transmission.
it did that. That's what prompted
through the-
this.
yeah,
Yeah,
through the
that
train
was
cooler,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's what prompted that. Then the radiator sprung a leak here, and
That's a big Dodge thing with the whole trans cooler
Yeah.
going through the radiator thing.
yeah, it took.
Yeah.
That's what killed the
stupid.
trans.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And there's a
it's dumb.
check valve in there that's kind of stupid too, I believe, in these newer models.
I wouldn't know.
They get hung up and cause the transmission to burn up because it ain't got no flow.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's kind of
anyways,
like putting an aftermarket filter in a Ford transmission. You hit a good bump, it's going to fall out, and then you're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
yeah, ain't
Well,
got no more fluid. going.
Always use the factory Ford filters in a Ford transmission.
This bottle was not meant to stay in as long as it has. So the
No.
Them
the
zip
thing
ties
is,
are
I keep
always strong.
forgetting to change it because the factory radiator, the hose was 90 degree. This one, if I put the hose in, it would be running, wherever, and there's nowhere.
Yeah.
So this was just supposed to be like, okay, well, this is here just so coolant doesn't try to spray out still. So the horn
Yeah.
does work, but
The horn?
there's a short somewhere.
That's all good. You don't need no horn. Just rev it up louder. They'll hear you.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I don't have a horn on my truck. I used to have air horns. I sold it all, but yeah, I just rev it up. Throw it in neutral, rev it up if I need to
That's what I
bark
do
at
with the
somebody.
Oh,
There's Jim.
If people ever go 323, what's that?
yeah, they have no idea. They asked me like where to get that sticker. Like, what? When did they make that 323? I'm like, they didn't.
Yeah.
It never existed. It's just board 30 over.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Dome pistons.
I've always, people with polys,
and a
I've
mild
always,
cam, he says.
anybody I've ever met that bought a car with a poly just categorically wrapped a chain around it and tore it out of the car.
Well, well, I mean, that goes with me buying it and be like, oh, this is cool. There must be parts for it that aren't expensive.
No, there aren't.
Nope.
No, you found literally all the cheap parts. For the
I
same
found
Yeah.
that intake, right? Normally $800 if somebody's reselling it. I got it for $200 from some guy that just wanted to get rid of it.
That's cool.
So
Somebody cleaning out his uncle's garage or
it was
whatever.
his guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I bought this intake in like the 90s, so I was gonna use it and I
Do
never
you get
did.
the Facebook pictures of the old ads
No.
selling a Boss 429 motor, brand new from the Ford dealer, $1,800?
Oh yeah, sign me
You know,
up.
it's like the whole car was only $3,200 with that motor in it. But they had, what was it? I don't know. There was a bunch of different old ads.
Yeah.
And you see Hemi Cuda's $4,200. Really?
This,
Because the front fender costs that much now.
this specific car sold in '64 for $3,349. So that
It was an
today-
expensive
today-
car.
Yeah, it was a big car.
Yeah.
I
And
would have
so-
bought like 8 of them.
yeah. And the adjusted for inflation, that's about $44,000.
Which is about what a big car costs now.
Yeah. So it's like,
So
here
it's-
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd rather drive this than a brand new Taurus.
I drive this every day.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
But the funny thing is, I just noticed this out of the corner of my eye. This car right here gets constantly confused for that.
With that car. Yeah.
With that. So,
But
I mean,
if you
to
look
the
at
point.
the stacked headlights and stuff like this,
You want to race though? Is what I'm asking.
yeah, you don't want to race that one. I like those rallies on
I got
there.
to adjust the clutch
Thank you.
for road racing now.
I had to make this.
Not
This
a
is
galaxy.
100% necessary. When I go to a car show, everybody's gonna laugh at this. This is necessary.
Yeah. Well, it's like
I've thought about buying a Galaxy just to put not a Fury.
Not, and then we park next to each other. Yeah.
you see a lot of people that, oh, is that a Nova? I have never heard anybody confuse a Duster with a Nova.
They
Never.
they don't look the same to me at
No,
all.
not even close.
like at the back, you can tell.
Yeah.
It's dead giveaway.
Maybe a girlfriend that you found in the mountains of West Virginia might think so, but
Yeah.
no, it doesn't. It
Sister,
does not.
nephew.
Yeah, sister,
Son.
nephew,
Yeah.
cousin, uncle.
Yeah, one of those.
Stepdad,
Yeah. Stepdad, husband.
cousin.
That's scary.
Stepdad, brother.
Yeah. It's scary, but it's true.
Yeah.
That's why it's scary.
Hey, no, we're actually gonna do some work on this car.
Are we?
Yeah, show them what you got.
Eventually, we were coming by. I was going to ask you. I've been wanting to call you and ask you about this for
This is
years.
set up for fender skirts too, isn't it?
Yeah. I just don't have them. They disappeared.
Probably been gone since
I've had.
81.
Baby shark.
No, that's Left Shark.
Oh, okay.
But
The guy that couldn't dance at the Super
So-
Bowl.
Hands up, don't
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, that was the first sticker that ever went on this car was a Left Shark. So I've had your card on my fridge for literally years because I've needed to get my floors done. And I can get floor pans. I know where to get them.
Yeah.
But these need to go. And I was wondering at some point if you would do that.
Yeah.
I have no
We
idea.
do them seats for you too.
Yeah, I've kind of, they're worn in. So
A little worn in.
they're a little worn in. They
So
get
like you said earlier,
There's
it doesn't
plenty of
work
room.
unless
There's
you
plenty
stick
of
the
room.
sticker on, right?
Say what?
It doesn't work unless the sticker's
Yeah,
there,
if,
right?
if I put these
So
the
you gotta
sticker
put the
on, my
sticker on
floors
there.
will be fixed.
They will. It's like magic.
I
Yeah.
put one on my toolbox and the slides work
See, the
better.
thing is, it's like, this cherry bomb sticker,
Yeah.
I tell you, like, this one wore off from the sun and then the car got louder. So, because that's just how that works.
Yeah, I didn't have my muffler
Yeah, if
sticker on
this
there.
sticker
Guys came out
if
of
this
that.
sticker goes away, the 30 over bore is gone.
Just shrinks.
The pistons will just lock up immediately.
Yeah.
He's had
They said 4
two
months.
motors and a set of heads.
4 months on this motor.
Yeah,
Really?
completely done.
That's because it was so rare and the only one in
I think
there.
he was just tired of dealing with it.
I've got a Buick 455 over there and a 383 for that Cornet.
Yeah,
And the heads for
And the heads for the Corvair.
Yeah.
And
I was telling them about it.
yeah.
when we bring them over there, you'd started working here, so
6 months? 4
probably
months?
6,
6, yeah.
probably in there somewhere.
It's all good. They'll be right when we get them done.
Yeah, they will.
Get them back.
But now we've learned a valuable lesson. We do everything ourselves. So, talk Josh into buying some on them. Not going to do it.
He can do it. All he's got to do is buy bits.
Okay.
He said he just needs the bits to cut a hole.
Done.
Big hole.
We'll buy him the bits.
Yeah, all right.
Because it'd be nicer to have a machine shop right next door. You could go over and go, "Where's my motor?"
Yeah.
Right.
John actually did the whole sound system in this car.
It only took
sound
taking the
system.
half the interior out of it.
Yeah, it took a day.
Only
But
sound system I got is them headers on.
Well, we got-
last month.
we kept this factory speaker size and location. This thing had premium audio, so we cut cutouts for the 6x9. So it's got Infinity 6x9s in the back and a
Reference, not Kappa.
4x10 under the dash, and
Yep.
a retro sound radio that looks like the factory unit.
Yeah.
So-
There's a guy here in Mount Juliet that does that.
Yeah.
He'll take your factory radio
and make it.
and give you aux plugs and Bluetooth
Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff with your stock AM radio.
Yeah.
You just push the button and it goes to FM. And it just looks like a factory radio.
Unfortunately, the factory radio, this one was gone. It had a
Yeah.
tape deck put in it in like the 80s. So, yeah, no, it didn't work. Like I kept.
When I was a kid, you just ripped that big rectangle in the dash with a pair of pliers to
Yeah.
get the super tuner in there.
I had a UE boom speaker, like a Bluetooth
Tweaker
speaker. Yeah, I just jammed in there. I was like, that's my radio.
Well, we tore the dually apart because he's putting, because I did a C-notch and a flip kit in it, and it hit too hard, so we put airbags in it too.
Yeah.
And it's old school, just put the air hose to them and put
Yeah,
some
so it gets
poundage
in
in the
there.
back. Well, I bought the compressor and the thing that keeps 10 pounds. If they drop down, it'll kick the compressor on by itself.
Yeah.
That's
You
cool.
can adjust it all from inside. Well, half of it's got to go under the carpet and all this, but I've had carpet for the truck for ages. I bought that Suburban right there that had a leather interior. I redid the leather in it, and so one thing led to another, and that truck is all apart now.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's kind of how.
I didn't plan on this.
Quick too.
But it's, yeah, quick.
Dang it.
Dang it. I was going to ask Mark about having Jaden, because maybe Jaden will do that wiring harness. Because he likes that stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's the big dilemma now, is pulling the dash to put the power window wiring harness correctly in the truck, or making it work.
Yeah.
However, I got to make it work.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of really leaning towards I want the correct wiring harness in it. That way, no failures,
Yep.
no nothing. You know,
Fires.
because it's got no fire.
Yeah.
Because that's got 6-inch rounds with crossovers and tweets in the front doors,
Right,
and then it has
yeah.
6-inch rounds in the back doors, and power windows and power locks.
So you
My
got a
truck
lot
has
of-
none of that.
Right.
So there's no. I figured, like this car, if this was not a power window car, there's a good chance that there's a place to plug in the power window add-on harness
Oh yeah.
to
Yeah.
make it work.
Yeah.
Not so
Really?
at all.
That's
I mean,
weird.
The only wires that go in the B pillars of that truck are the ones for the door to turn the light on.
So everything else is done remotely.
Well,
it's not run on the truck at all. Oh, that's what he's saying.
The Suburban's got full harness to all the doors,
Yeah.
but there's no place to just click it in
And then
under
it
the
just
dash.
works.
We got to pull what's out. I have to change the body control module because I'm changing the column and the key is different. And So.
Well, it's like Fords, you know. Ford, if you have a Ford that didn't have options on it, and then you go get the parts that fit for that option, just plug them in there all the way. Like the marquee, like, you know, my steering wheel.
Yeah.
Like the ones, if you have like the marquee that has just the cruise control, if you get the wheel that's super hard to find that has the AC controls and the radio controls, and you just plug it in, it just works because all the wiring is already there. They just
Well, that's for
change-
stuff that's
Well,
really
this truck-
hard to do as a retrofit.
Yeah, because
It's like they just made one harness
They
and put
used
it
the
in there.
same harness
Yeah.
and then just changed what plugged into it.
When I initially bought this truck, it's a Super Duty, but it didn't have that fog light set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought the fog lights. I bought the correct headlight switch for it that has the
Right,
pull it
to pull
out for
out.
the fog lights, and I bought the wiring harness. But no,
Didn't work like that.
no,
Wow.
I put those fog lights on that truck 5 years ago. Never turned them on
Wow.
because I can't wire them. I mean, I can, but I haven't,
Yeah.
and I want it correct. I don't want
Right.
a whole bunch of wires running through it and.
Yeah.
You know, no, it's bad enough with the strobes and things like that, the wires that I had to put in it. And
That's the
Whatever.
approach that we took with this car. Every bit of wiring, because we rewired everything under the hood, but we took the old harness and matched it and all
Yeah.
this and ran it exactly how it was, because I don't want to deal with it being a rat's nest.
exactly,
So-
that's
It's impossible
wiring.
to diagnose.
Same
if anything
thing with
goes wrong.
the radio. It did the
Yeah.
same thing. It's running the exact factory.
Wiring is my kryptonite.
Yeah.
I hate it. And that truck's getting an amp, it's getting a capacitor, it's getting a speaker box in the back with 212s and all this, and I want it in there. You know, I can't tell you how many times I drove cars when I was a kid with a shoebox in the back window with a 6x9 and wires running across the back seat to get so I could have some music.
Yeah.
You know.
So
I
that's
like
like-
that car.
Just have them leaned up against the window.
Yeah.
You didn't have to have a shoebox. Man.
Oh, shoebox, man, to get that reverb
Well,
going.
so you know, you got the magnet. You know, all you do is you just cut a piece of the headliner out and then
stick it to the roof. I want my roof to shake because it's got a lot of bass, not because the speaker's stuck to it.
You
I
just
love,
tell
love
people.
the roof line on this car too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I sure do.
bylaws.
Oh yeah. While I'm thinking about it, can you fix these? These
Probably,
hot
yeah.
windows. Yeah, that one wants to roll down.
You mean Uncle
But I
Tony
wouldn't.
Kane?
Huh? Well, I don't know. So probably, but we'd be sawzalling.
He probably knows what part number you need for
Yeah.
the busted roller or whatever it is
Yeah.
in there. I mean, we can do it. We'll just take it apart and fix them.
Yeah, because I can't find a replacement regulator. I've taken that back panel off to see about getting it out myself. I'm pretty sure you got to sawzall a hole in it to get it out. I mean, because I have no idea how they built this car. I mean, I know like assembly line wise, but like I have no idea how they got this in there with the inner.
There's
part,
only one
like,
way.
Yeah.
That's usually what it is. But my
'Cause it's just
Thunderbird, I had a
crammed.
63 T-Bird that had been hit in the passenger side quarter, and they tried to hammer it out by cutting the entire inner structure
Yeah.
out of where the back window was, pulling the regulator, pulling the window motor, pulling all the structure out so they had access to every part of that quarter panel,
Yeah.
and then did a terrible job of trying to fix it. And then I had to put all that stuff back together after I fixed the quarter, but I did it, I cut the quarter.
Yeah.
And so I had it all from the outside. I did it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it all back together the
And
way it
then
goes.
just
and
weld
then
If you're
put
going to
the
do that
quarter
much
on it.
work, do it the easier way to do it.
Yes.
And not
They
ruin
cut
the
a
car.
big enough hole to get that basketball in there and pumped it up.
That's exactly.
See, my level of knowing when I should not do something is when I'm genuinely considering going and picking up a Sawzall. That's when I stop myself and I'm like,
Yeah, I go, no,
maybe
this
I
is
just need to.
Yeah, this is not the way
This
to
is
do
not something I should do.
it. What car was this? Oh, I was going to say, what color was this car? Coral or
No, it was ruby red metallic.
ruby red metallic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
you can
The
still see
trunk
under here a little
actually under the trunk is much better paint. So it was the factory color when I got it, but it was just red. So yeah, the
So
primer.
you put the
job
rat
is-
rod finish on it. I like the
Yeah.
fact that the trim's not all banged up. The iridescent is still in there.
Yeah.
But I had a car that was like this, and this was all banged up. I can't even remember what car it was, but I had a decal made.
Yeah.
My Comet. I had a decal made that fit inside the chrome like that.
But the paint under the trunk is immaculate still.
Yeah.
So that's what it would have been. And I actually took it back to the previous owner who drove it in the 70s, which she got from the original owner. And she was like, yeah, this is my car. I know this is my car. You want to
That's
know
kinda
how?
cool.
Because this dent is what, my mom put in it.
That's why we traded it in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, what it was is, and that plate that's on the front that says Sport Fury, it's one of a kind. Her mom made it for her birthday, like her 16th birthday.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Me and the person that owned this car before were friends on Facebook, so she still sees the car and all that.
Yeah.
She's like, I love it, because
It didn't.
It's got-
when
it's got
when
a
you were
really-
at Tony's open house, it didn't have rallies on it, did it?
when did I get those wheels? Did I have them by then?
I think it had Steelies and Dogfish.
No, it did have the rallies.
It did?
Yeah, it did have the rallies. Yep. Yeah, because he was pointing out that he was pointing out the center cap color is from like a 72 or something, somewhere around there.
May of
Time was.
#72.
Yeah, but the
Noontime, they started
dark
using
center
that color.
Does he know that they make spray paint?
Well, I try to
buy
keep
at Walmart.
everything. I try to keep every modification done to this car being something that somebody would have done. You
Yeah.
know. So
I mean, what's basically your cutoff outside the radio? Like 1970?
like 75 at the latest.
Yeah.
Like so, I mean, everything that's been done to this car has been either with a new old stock 60s part or something that reproduced that would not have been made before 75.
Okay.
So, and the only piece that was missing off the car was this. And I
I'm not
found that
kidding.
piece of trim for $14 on eBay.
Nice.
Yes, sold.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And this was missing too.
Yeah.
Most expensive
That
lock
that is
cylinder
the
in the
most
world.
expensive lock cylinder in the world because it's 1 year only. So $200 lock cylinder.
Oh.
Yeah, I looked for years for that though.
Yeah.
So hard.
So
to
now
find
now
that.
you don't Nixon. I love it.
Yeah, reproduction. Yeah,
Flathead
68 sticker. That's actual. I have a real one, and it looks exactly the same. So that's exactly what it would have been. But it's been a great car.
Yeah.
It needs to get repainted.
It is getting cold. I know.
It's original color.
I've been recording for 43 minutes back here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's too much.
Joe will use it. He'll cut it up and use it for several videos or something. We're actually doing pretty good on there.
I like his car though.
Yeah, me too.
It reminds me of old Chevelle.
Reminds me of a Galaxy.
Oh my god.
That's when you look at the front end.
All right, I'm walking
talking-
home and leaving it here.
I'm
You
talking
can
about
have
the
it.
lines here.
Yeah.
Just a straight line all the way to front to back.
Jim just
I always wanted a Plymouth Savoy, like a 60,
Oh, yeah.
whatever, 62 or something like that. The Savoy, very similar roof line, the Belvedere and all those. Because when I was a kid, those were the monsters.
Yeah.
Those were the cars. I mean, yeah, you see a Chevelle go by or Camaro or Mustang or something. One of these went by, you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it just when I was in high school, I had a 71 Sebring Plus, which I was going to say kill to have another one. I probably would, but I want exactly what I had. But my car had primer spots on it, and it
Yeah.
had dents in it and stuff, and everybody else had nice shiny cars and stuff, but nobody could beat my car.
Yeah.
mean, it was super, super fast. I think that Chrysler had some of the best body styles of any manufacturer.
Oh, they had beautiful body lines. When I was looking for a muscle car, I was not particular to any brand. I was just like, all right, I'm willing to spend $5,000 or trade this motorcycle for it. I didn't care what I got because I was like, I'm not doing anything with the motorcycle right now, but I can use a car.
Yeah.
So.
Because it's raining.
Because I offered the guy, I was like, hey, would you be willing to trade a motorcycle for this? It was a friend of the family of the previous owner. And he was like, yeah, sure, come look at it. I'm like, okay. So got it for, I was going to say, the blown head gasket Harley. Like, I traded a Harley with a blown head gasket.
And got boot.
And a lot of fast parts.
And got boot.
And you got money?
And he gave me $300. Yeah, that
Fair
paid
enough.
for the tow home.
Yeah.
Now the Harley was built, but it blew a head gasket.
Yeah.
But Harleys don't care if they blow head gaskets.
It doesn't really matter.
It didn't matter.
Just clean off the engine.
The bike was way faster than it ever should have been. But not a bad trade.
No, I'd do it. I don't even have a Harley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I traded both of mine for money.
I've had this thing for 3 years, and it's been the most reliable car I've ever had, even on the engine that had stalactites coming out of it.
That truck right there.
Yeah.
It had 15-inch regular car-sized tires on it, and I went to Dixon with Matt.
Yeah.
We went to go buy that truck for an engine that I had.
Yeah.
I just wanted a clean square body,
Right.
and never had really intended on finding a four-wheel drive, short bed, whatever. I had a long bed that I was going to do, and needed the frame for the one that I'm building in there, and called that guy and what he wanted for it. We drove the wrecker up there, not this wrecker, the one that's over there now, but drove up there to get it. Wrecker wouldn't start. I had never asked the guy if the truck even ran.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, run, reaches in, turns the key, lights right up. It's got a Jasper V6 in it.
All right.
So the wrecker wouldn't start. So I looked at Matt. It was getting like this, and we're in Dixon. And I'm like, time to go.
Yeah.
He said, we're driving that. He's like, what?
We used that truck to pull the tow truck out
Yeah,
of the way.
we pulled
so
the
he could
tow
get
truck
his
out of the way
driveway.
with that one. The four-wheel drive works, locking hubs work, all that stuff worked. That thing is just super reliable.
Yeah.
Super reliable.
Even on this before
it's a
when I got it,
Chevrolet.
when I got it, it still had the original poly in it. Which
Yeah.
I still have. I've got the original engine, and it was tired. It
Yeah.
was very tired.
Yeah.
I would drive
Because it's
about,
not a Chevrolet.
Yeah, but you know what? It never broke down. But the thing is that I drove the thing 40 miles, usually, like on regular occasions, and I would have to keep oil with me. It would burn exactly a quart in 40 miles of highway driving. When we pulled the engine, it had stalactites coming out of the freeze plugs. It was
Done.
dead.
Yeah.
But
this is
still
back in
run.
the day when cars wore out. They
Yeah.
didn't break. They wore out.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not built for that anymore. They're
Yeah.
not built to wear out. They're built to break, so you go and buy another one.
Yeah, and this one, it still got solid lift cam. That was nervous. It's the most nervous I've ever been breaking in one of those. So, Bruce Toth, man, he put together the cam and lifter package,
Yeah.
and he's the poly guy. So, but the
Probably not that busy.
oh no, he's busy. He,
I mean,
he-
he's
he
the
builds
only guy.
stroker.
The only one?
He
Yeah.
builds stroker polys that are insane. Like, cause you can bore these like safely 120 over, cause they're so large.
Yeah.
There's so much meat there.
Yeah.
So he does that frequently, and they're bad.
Then just use a piece of 4x4 turned down on a lathe for pistons.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Don't even need rings. Thing just swell up.
What kind of?
We gotta
did
go
you-
in. I'm
Yeah, it's
What
cold.
kind of
chilly.
piston rings you use? Balsam.
Yeah. Doug Fir.
Man,